Do you all agree that if we had this practice of writing our daily accounts, there were high possibilities that you would have minimized your risk? Do you agree with this? A very simple question. If you had the practice of writing your daily accounts, there were high possibilities that you would have minimized your risk and would have been in a position to probably enhance more of your income. And if you agree so, then let me share one of the best ways to come out of any potential debt trap. Would you like to know the most potential way to come out of any debt trap? If the answer is yes, please write yes, participants, on your chat box. Would you like to know the most potential way of coming out of your debt trap? Yeah, it's so simple, right? Budgeting. I use the word budgeting. If you have a practice in your business, in your family, that you make an annual budget sheet, a monthly budget sheet, which clearly defines how much of money would you be spending on luxury, how much of money you would be spending on your household, how much of money you would be spending on your education, how much of money you would be spending on gifting people, Sunday holidays, dressing, traveling, whatnot. But do we have a comprehensive budget in our family, and do we work towards that budget if we have made one for ourselves? I know business houses who always are in need of borrowing more and more money time and again. And the only reason is they're unable to see the money when they want it. And the only reason why they're unable to see when they want the money is because they land up spending money which was not planned, They went out to a certain place, they thought of becoming a club member, they spent the money to become a club member. They went to a holiday, they had a budget to spend 5 lakh, they spent 7 lakhs. They had a plan to buy a car, they wanted to spend 7 lakhs on a car, they landed up spending 11 lakh on a car. And such small things where you just increase your expenditure, increase your lifestyle expenditure, increase your commitment of outflow, brings you into cash crunch. And this cash crunch does not allow you to have access to money when you want. And do you understand where does this lead to? It leads to more of borrowing. Now, how is that each and every one of you who are a part of this webinar can stay away from this? Stay away from more borrowing. Stay away from all the possible debt. And the best way to do that is you better budget it. For friends who have been a part of the previous webinar, we spoke about how do you do your matching grant. If you are focusing on the amount which you spend every day should be the equal amount you're going to save every day, there are high possibilities for you that you don't get inside this trap. There are very, very high possibilities for you to stay away from this trap. But it's very difficult at times. On a practical grounds, you may require money and you go out and borrow the money. You find a great business opportunity, you raise money, and then the opportunity doesn't work onto your favor, right? It's okay. But ask yourself, are you budgeting it? Are you budgeting that my monthly petrol cost will be XYZ amount? Are you budgeting that I'm going to put on my fruits, which is good health diet, I'll be investing 3,000 on my fruits, on my dry fruits, on my food grains, on my house maintenance, on my luxury purchase, on my gifting to my friend, participating in another function? Do you have a budget to that? And can you make one budget? Can you also write in the same budget sheet a very important entry, a very, very, very important entry, which is budget towards building your emergency corpus fund. I'm I'm sorry, budget to build your emergency corpus fund. Can you write in your budget sheet, an emergency corpus fund every month I will save so much? When you are able to spend money every month, can you also build an emergency fund for yourself every month? And what stops you from not doing that? I'll give you one more entry. I gave you one entry, emergency corpus fund. Let me give you the second entry. Can you budget in that entry a future fund, a fund which can take care of your future needs? You have already given a birth to your child and you're responsible for his or her growing, right? Can you put some money for his or her future needs, the education, maybe the curricular activities, maybe the marriage fund? Can you budget that and can you put that money aside? And if you are going to do this, where is the question of you unnecessary spending? You will rather spend on areas which matters to you the most for you and your family. And many a times we are focusing on ourselves. Who is responsible to focus on your family? Your wife expects you to perform and expects you to be a good budget planner, expects you to be a good financial planner, expects you to be a good money manager, expects you to be a good wealth creator, expects so much from you when it comes to taking care of the family lifestyle and taking care of the money. And how much you are responsible towards yourself. And I know most breadwinners, because you're a breadwinner, you feel it's so important to go to the beauty parlor. You feel so important to spend this money on this particular travel, on this luxury of a watch, or on the luxury of a car. And you feel everything is very, very important. It is going to matter so much for you. And you're not even bothered to even build an emergency corpus fund, a future need fund, and so many different funds, right? I tell you, if you want to stay away from debt, from the world of being in loan, always staying around the world of being in loan, if you want to stay away, you want to protect yourself, trust me friends, you need to start doing budgeting for yourself, for your organization, and for all those activities where you're actively participating. Budget helps you to stay aligned. Budget helps you to stay aligned. Budget helps you for ensuring your cash flows are robustly working. Budget helps you in peace of mind, staying away from all the blood pressure, staying away from diabetes. Budget can help you there as well. Trust me friends, when I say this, the more streamlined is your financial process, that much it streamlined your health and happiness. People may say money is not very important, but trust me, it is equally important for you to stay healthy, happy in today's world. Are you working towards developing a business which is ready for the future plan? Are you ready to develop the business where the future understands the way you want them to understand? Or you're just going to wait in your office, in your house, in your mobile, that your client is going to call you and say you, hey, I have a business for you, why don't you come over, and happily gives you business. Does that really work? No. You need to work towards it, right? For income, you need to work towards it. For expense also, you need to work towards it. Doing which is very significant for you. I am saying this to the richest people who are listening in this webisode today. Even for each and every one of you, budgeting is the key. Imagine a factory where there is going to be so many different expenses. If there is no budget sheet, can you understand how factory can toll off somebody's money? You not even get to know where the money is going. There's so much to spend on a factory, right? So the richest of the richest people also have to budget, and they budget. That's why they run an industry. And from the smallest man who writes in a small diary that I have only 10,000 rupees and I'll spend like this, I will spend like this. It is required for both the ends. But what is happening to the middle class people? What is happening to the people who are in center? What is happening to the people who have a consistent cash flow in name of good salary or a good business income? They think everything is going to be good and they spend money. I don't want you to be one among them. So friends, let me close this note of budgeting by saying this. Tonight, before you go to bed, just pick a piece of paper or an A4 sheet paper, start writing each expenditure which happens in your family, sitting on your dining table or your bedroom, along with your wife and your children's or your mom and dad, and find out all the different headings where the expenses happens as a family and as a business. Trust me, while you do that, there'll be so much self-realization, there'll be so much of awakening within you and your family, and without anybody's instruction, without being any financial special coach around you, you will be in a position to actually determine how does my money have to be planned. You prepare your family blueprint and it saves you from your debt trap. You don't want to be on debt trap, am I right? If you don't want to be on debt trap, then you better start budgeting it. It's one of the most amazing solutions for any kind of staying away from a debt trap. One of the best solutions. People who have done good budgeting are those people who have stayed away from an unnecessary debt trap. You can be one among them, the best planner.